Hi guys, AzureAce here, and I'm back again with another Dragon Ball Super episode discussion. Today we have episode 40, the conclusion at last. Who will prevail, Beerus or Champa? This episode was brilliant and great in the most weird and surprising way possible. It's a great way to conclude the God of Destruction tournament, but it's just so weird how they do it. This episode is just it's crazy from start to finish. There's so many twists and turns, and I'm going to be getting into them as we get through the video. So the episode starts off exactly where 39 left off. Goku is firing his Super God Kaioken Kamehameha times 10. That's an absolute mouthful. And the barrier is just cracking under the immense power that it's unleashing. It eventually breaks the barrier, which it almost kind of sucks everyone out into the vacuum of space. However, Whis and Vados stop it using their staffs and bring everyone back and repair the barrier. So Goku and Hito emerge on top of the portraits of Beerus and Champa, which is still a part of the ring, as Beerus says. Therefore, the match is continuing, with Hito explaining that he was able to dodge Goku's Kamehameha by improving his Tokitobashi even further. Goku is really starting to feel the strain from the Super God Kaioken. Whis does say that he is concerned at the alarming rate at which Hito's Tokitobashi is improving, which I'm honestly pretty concerned about it too, because he went from 0.1 to 0.2 to 0.5. He doesn't specify where he is now. I would guess he's got to be more than a second, because he's outspeeding the Super God Kaioken right now, so he has to be at least over a second on his Tokitobashi. But something I love is the character development we do start to see as Hito smiles for seemingly the first time in his existence. Well, it's the first time in Super, but it must be in his existence too, because even the Universe 6 Kais are surprised that he did, as he is known for being a merciless, cold-blooded assassin in Universe 6. Goku and Hito kind of bump fists like boxers would do before a boxing match, which I absolutely love it, and they then continue the fight. Hito then gets into a new stance that vaguely resembles Goku's to fit with his newly attained Tokitobashi powers. Champa, he's just screaming at Hito to end Goku quickly and as cheaply as possible, as the Super God Kaioken isn't going to last much longer and he is basically at his weakest right now. But Hito refuses. Kabe does try to intervene and say that Hito's pride wouldn't allow him to win that way, and Champa threatens to destroy Kabe, absolutely petrifying him, as well as Megeta and Bodamo. Frost is still out cold on that sofa, just sitting there, just absolutely out of it, still from Hito's attack. But this isn't the first time they're all going to get scared by Champa, as you'll see later in the video. Champa states that all of the fighters are really just pawns in his and Beerus' game in the form of this tournament. Goku and Hito do hear that, and it kind of scares Champa out of his power up. The interesting part about this is how suspicious Vados seems to be. It's never really felt more suspicious than at this point. It really does seem like she's pulling the strings here, but really that is a subject for another video. Goku and Hito start powering up. They both lunge at each other, with Hito stating that his Tokitobashi is now well ahead of the Super God Kaioken, as he fires a barrage of punches at all of Goku's vital points. And like we said, it's terrifying to see how fast Hito's Tokitobashi is really improving in just one match alone. One match. Goku loses both his Super Saiyan Blue as well as his Kaioken aura and starts just floating in midair. However, he does regain that form, and he catches Hito right in the nut, right in the face with a punch, sends him flying into Champa's portrait, and it looks a lot like the scene in the Buu saga with Super Saiyan 2 Goku against Majin Vegeta, where Vegeta just kind of implants Goku into a rock. There's a picture right now, but it's kind of hard to explain. You really have to see it to know what I'm meaning. Both of them, they both fall down to the ring, and they're panting heavily, they're both exhausted. The fight is actually starting to show that it's taking a toll on them both. Goku then, he asks Beerus if he can remove all of the rules as we go into a commercial break. We come back to the episode and we find out the reason why Goku wants to remove all of the rules is because they are holding Hito back, and as Goku is a saying, he wants to fight his opponent at his best. We've seen it in the past. He gave Cell a Senzu Bean, he let Frieza power up to 100%. We've seen it multiple times. This time is no different. So really, Hito is trained to kill. His full power would most likely kill most people, and I think at this stage, because of how tired Goku is and how much of a toll the Super God Kaioken has taken on his body, it may possibly kill him too if Hito were to go at his strongest. Champa, he's pretty happy with this because he knows Hito would probably kill Goku at this point, stating that it's great sportsmanship, but really he knows Hito, he can just flatten Goku. Easy. Win for Universe 6. Beerus shows a side that's pretty great for his development, can't speak, as he is pretty opposed to this rule change because it would obviously kill Goku, again reinforcing the fact that there's a kind of friendship growing between at least Beerus and Goku, as well as probably Beerus and Vegeta too. So Beerus and Champa are choking each other and they're just arguing with each other, and Goku says basically, we can fight another time, I'm done, I'm just broken right now, there's nothing to hold us back the next time we fight. And he does the most unthinkable, most unexpected thing we could ever expect from Goku. He jumps out of the ring, rings out himself, and he throws the match. He throws the match. What? This isn't something Goku would do. And here we see another example of Toriyama being just this unexpected, unpredictable guy with his writing. And then the announcer announces that Hito is indeed the winner. So technically speaking, right now, Hito has beaten both Goku and Vegeta. It's been a long time since we've seen someone as strong as this come up against both of them. Goku bows his head and then loses his form as his body seriously starts cramping up, like there's like veins popping everywhere. He is finally starting to be attacked by the strain of the Super God Kaioken, with Piccolo taking him back to the Universe 7 bench. The announcer then announces that the next and final fight of the God of Destruction tournament, the amateur, the fraud, the fake himself, Monaka up against Hito. Beerus is not happy, understandably so. Goku says that he's going to lay off in the Kaioken for a while, so I think right now, this one time we've seen the Super God Kaioken is the first and last time we'll see it in Super for a pretty long time, because yeah, it does take a massive strain on his body. He's really going to have to master that if he wants to use it again. Monaka looks legitimately scared. He looks terrified. He is literally shaking, he's chittering, he can't get his words out. He then jumps down to the ring and, well, he smacks head first into the ring. And Beerus is just like, yeah, we're screwed. Yeah, this is the end for us. Champa wastes absolutely no time and rings the bell to begin the fight. Monaka, he's still like chittering, he's scared, but he runs to Hito and he punches Hito in like the kind of knee or like the kneecap shin area, and Hito knows exactly what's going on. And then with Monaka's punch to Hito's knee with the force of a Hercule, Hito does something very similar to what we saw from Android 18 when what she did against Hercule back in the tournament that takes place in the Buu saga, where she basically fakes getting punched and throws herself outside of the ring to throw the match for Hercule. Hito does exactly the same thing for Monaka here, and then that gives Monaka the win, and it declares Universe 7 are the winners of the God of Destruction Universal Tournament. This was literally one of the most hilarious things to watch in the entirety of Super so far. this just joke fight between Monaka and Hito was absolutely, it was brilliant. It's a great contrast to the action-packed episode we had last episode. This episode's just really filled with weird and comical things, and I just absolutely love it. Hito then returns to the Universe 6 bench, and Champa is not happy. He is not happy at all, but Hito knew that it was inevitable that this was going to happen, and he says that he doesn't want the cube anymore, which I actually do find kind of weird, because the cube is the reason why Hito was fighting in the first place. But even then, I guess he wouldn't have been given it because Universe 6 didn't win the tournament, so it's kind of a weird kind of plot contrivance, but you know, it's there, we can't do anything about it. But Kabe then again tries to kind of stop Champa, and he has a key ball in his hand aimed at Kabe. He also has a key ball just in his other hand. He's ready to wreck everyone in Universe 6, and Kabe looks petrified. Botamo looks petrified. Hito looks petrified. They all look petrified. Goku really wants to help them, but Beerus essentially says that it's none of his business. He is a god of destruction in Universe 6. He does what he wants, when he wants, to whoever he wants, as they are from his universe, and Goku cannot do a thing about it. He can try to take on a god of destruction if he wants, but the results would obviously not fare too well for Goku, as well as the Universe 6 fighters. Champa just keeps running his mouth off, and Vados just keeps repeating like Champa-sama, Champa-sama, Champa-sama over and over again till he shuts his hole and listens to her. And then Beerus and Champa look down to the ring and they look scared. They just are just completely in shock and fear at what they see in the ring, because we now finally have the confirmation of the person who steps into the ring to stop Champa's rage, and the person is the person that I talked about yesterday in my video. Yes, that is right, Zeno, aka the Lord of Everything, and his two guards are the people who step into the ring, which is weird because they were, Kanzenshu wrote them down and did a report that they were meant to appear in episode 42, I believe, which is weird. But Beerus and Champa are literally quaking in their skin, they're petrified, which kind of shows this Zeno guy must be powerful. If he is not only the ruler of all 12 universes, as well as having people like Beerus and Champa just quaking in fear, he must be powerful and must have some kind of authority over them. And with that, episode 40 ends right there. But now we will get into my overall judgment of episode 40. This episode was brilliant. Very weird and unusual end to the God of Destruction tournament, but nevertheless, it was a pretty damn good episode. Many twists and turns in the episode, and it was so unexpected and unpredictable. It was just plain crazy. For a start, Goku throwing a match, unheard of. Hito throwing a match for Monaka. Monaka winning. Like, this episode was just absolutely crazy. Weird stuff. And as always, animation quality, top notch ever since Piccolo versus Frost. Great animation, still on par with the last episode, which is still the best episode in Super so far, in my opinion. So there's not much else I can really talk about in the episode, other than just how crazy and unexpected it's been from start to finish, as well as the very early introduction to Zeno, the Lord of Everything. But with my overall judgment out of the way, it's time to get into the previews. The next episode, episode 41, is entitled Come Forth, Dragon of the Gods, and Grant Me My Wish, Pretty Peas. So we get into the previews, and oh boy does this next episode look good. We first just have Goku talking to Zeno, with Beerus and Champa still looking utterly terrified, and we have Kabe talking to Vegeta. Now, something I absolutely hope that Kabe is talking to Vegeta about. Could Kabe be asking Vegeta to join him and go back to Earth in Universe 7 with Vegeta to be under his apprenticeship and possibly even join the Z Fighters. I would love that. Ever since Kabe vs Vegeta, I have wanted Kabe to join the Z Fighters as another Saiyan to add to the group of them. So we would obviously have Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, future Trunks if he were to come back. We have Pan, who is just born, and we have Kabe as well as the Saiyans in Planet Salad in Universe 6. That would be brilliant. I would love that to happen. Don't think it's gonna happen, but I would just love it. We then have Goku in the Universe 7 gang, leaving the nameless planet in the cube that Whis has, as we see the Super Dragon Balls in the background, which is interesting because Champa had only brought 6 of the Super Dragon Balls with him, which may mean that many of the people in the community who are speculating that the nameless planet itself is a Super Dragon Ball, and that is why Vados chose this planet for the tournament. I personally believe this and go along with this idea, because I mean, where else is this Super Dragon Ball going to come out from? And also the position of the 7th one. The 6 are all around the nameless planet, and the nameless planet is in the middle of those 6 Super Dragon Balls, and that is where the 7th one is in this frame. So that's where I think the nameless planet is the 7th Super Dragon Ball. And then, holy Jesus, Zarama is huge. The God of Dragons, Zarama, is massive. He's this huge yellow or golden dragon. He looks so intimidating. We knew he was going to be big with the size of the Super Dragon Balls, but my god, he's bigger than that, what I expected. He makes Shenron and Porunga look like kids in comparison. But wow, this episode is going to be absolutely great. It's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a pretty comical episode, just to kind of contrast with the tournament. After episode 42, I'm going to have a review of the Champa saga, or the Champa arc, or the God of Destruction tournament arc out. Just kind of giving my thoughts, the good things and the bad things of the tournament, and what I feel about it, and my just overall thoughts on it. But nevertheless, if you guys like this video, please leave a like, comment your thoughts. Do you think that the God of Dragons, Zarama, can really grant any wish? And what will the wish be that is granted? Share this amongst your friends and subscribe to join the Azure Army today. Thank you.